Hello everybody and welcome back to the joyous world of Smoothie. Yes, today we are going to embark on the first step of the process of building the Great Library. And I'm sorry if the commentary will not entirely match what's going on because my microphone was set to minimum volume and I didn't know it, so all the original commentary is so quiet that you can't hear it. So, guess what? You got post-production Bone Canoe 86 standing in to fill in the necessary gaps. But anyway, we are going to... Today, our main goal is to clear out the area of land needed to make this great library. As you can see, I started out with no tools whatsoever. I put them all back in the chest because we're going to start fresh. So, very first thing I'm going to do is get some wood, get some cobblestone, because I'm going to make some tools. Because, well, if clearing a land requires two things, it requires a ton of shovels and a bunch of pickaxes too. Mostly shovels because we're going to be dealing with mostly dirt and sand, but there's going to be a lot of stone and sandstone in here as well. So, we'll just skip ahead. Since you've already seen the underground passageway plenty of times, we're just going to skip right ahead to the new, to the place under the lighthouse, where I have built a storage room. Yes, I wanted a storage room somewhere, and I thought this was a pretty good spot for it. It was already sort of pre-made when I dug out this room. As you can see, I already have a bunch of chests, and they're already labeled. Might build more in the future. Very few of them are full. Very few of them are even close to full, for that matter. But it's a work in progress, you might say. So, I'm just going to get a little bit of stone and be on our merry way. Yep. Yeah, the area that we have to clear today is something like 25 or 30 wide by about 100 long. So that's, an area of several thousand squares that we have to level somehow. But we got to make our tools because, well, it's kind of silly to do this without tools. So let's get ourselves some shovels and pickaxes. We're going to make plenty of spares because, believe me, we're going to go through all these shovels many times over. So, might as well make them now. Yes, I'm just sticking with the good old stone tools because even though I probably could get iron and make iron tools, we're going to go through so many anyway that it hardly makes a difference. Besides, there's no shortage of cobblestone around, and there's no shortage of sticks either. Because I've planted an entire forest all over the place, and all I have to do is harvest those trees. When I harvest a tree, it gives me plenty of saplings that I can replant the forest easily. So, it's really no issue. But before we go back to the other side, we're going to come down to the this place down here I've made. This is going to be the quarry where I get the stone necessary for the Great Library. Now, I'm going to hollow out a section that is 30 long by 30 wide by 30 deep. Just to give you an impression of the excavating that I'm going to have to do, I'm going to do a little bit of it here, speeding it up to 4 times normal speed. Here we go. Yep, speeding this right along. We'll just go once down and once back, because that will get you a pretty good idea. Now, this task has to be repeated literally about, let me think here, well, several hundred times, let's say that. Yeah, pretty much that little bit that I just demonstrated there has to be repeated several hundred times in order to get enough stone for this activity. And keep in mind, you just saw it in 4 times speed, so it's going to take a little while, as you might expect. Well, anyway, that's all fine and good. We're going to head back now so we can begin on the process and get to the main feature of today's video, which is, of course, the excavation of the site itself. As you probably remember from a previous video, I mapped it all out myself, and we are going to excavate it all today, as I said, and that is going to be the main portion of this video. Now, for the sake of everyone watching, I'm going to speed it up to 8 times normal speed, so it's going to flash by in the blink of an eye. And once we get started, we're not just going to have commentary. We'll have some, original music that I myself wrote years and years and years ago, possibly as long as a decade ago, because why not? The type of music you might find uploaded to my Leslie Spike channel. So let's skip ahead, go back to the other side, because, if you've gone on the underground passage once, you've gone on it 1,000 times, we have to admit. Alright. So, yeah, very nice big plot of land we are dealing with here. But it's no match for me and my chest of tools. Yes, the very ground itself will crumble before my might. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the main event of today's episode. As soon as I scope this out. Yes, I'm sorry if my commentary is poorly timed, but yes, my original live commentary was all lost. You're gonna have to forgive me. Actually, before we do anything else, let's go back and sleep, because it's getting dark out, and we don't want to get caught out here with monsters and all that. But enough screwing around. We're out here, there's plenty of sunlight, so, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let the excavation begin. Yes, finally, after hours and hours of digging, I have finally excavated the site. Yes, after all that effort and countless shovels and many pickaxes broken, I have cleared out the site for the Great Library. Now let us stand on top of the hill and look down on it. And let us get an appreciation for just how large this library is going to be once it's built. Yes, it's going to be pretty gigantic. Yeah, it really drives home what a gargantuan task this is going to be. Yeah, this will take many phases, and it will go through several years. Well, years, Minecraft years. More like just days. And, but we will do it. And when it's done, it will be epic. So, yes, and I hope you enjoyed the music as well. I decided to pick 2 songs from the old vault, so to speak. The first song you heard was 5 years old, and the second song you heard was actually 9 whole years old. I was only 16 when I wrote that song. But anyway, for the final act of today, we're going to come back here and drop off some of the excess building materials and call that a day. Just going to drop off some sand here, and we're going to drop off some dirt. Yes, I'm probably going to need more chests for all these things. Fortunately, we were able to use a lot of the dirt and sand to patch up the areas that were below the level of the plane we wanted to level. So, let's drop off some cobblestone as well. Of course, every bit of stone we're going to need, although the main source of stone we are going to get from our quarry. So, for the final act of today, we're going to climb to the very top of the lighthouse and see if we can see the plane from here if we render it on far. I mean, it's quite a distance, but I think we might still be able to see it. We're going to give it a try anyway. I think we can risk things possibly crashing by giving it a try. Now I just got to remember what side it's on. Yep, it always takes a little bit. Well, we'll take a look, and it's taking quite a while to render, and it never really does render all the way out there, sorry to say, but it gets pretty darn close. I think we can see the very edge of where it's going to be. Most likely, when I build the Great Library, I will build some form of observation platform nearby, so that progress can be tracked from a much closer site than this very distant lighthouse. But still, it's cool. Well, anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this update. I hope to see you again soon for many more updates to this project that we started. And it's now time to go back down into our mine, into our quarry, our underground quarry, to begin excavating some more stone. So, on that note, I will leave you, my fine friends, and until next time, goodbye.